Well, government ministers in Benin have held their first cabinet meeting after a failed military coup attempt over the weekend. Now, President Patrice Talon and his cabinet convened in Cotonou and observed a moment of silence for the victims of the failed coup attempt. Talon also thanked neighboring Nigeria for its military intervention, which helped put an end to the mutiny. Benin is considered a relatively stable country in West Africa. It is also a member of ECOWAS, the economic alliance that lost 3 members in recent years, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, after successful military coups. Well, I asked our Lagos bureau chief, Amaka Okoye, about what message the foiled coup attempt sends about stability in the region.
That's correct. It sends mixed messages, if you like, in the region for several reasons. Why is because of the whole idea of insecurity. This coup happening kind of suggests that if another country falls into military rulership in the region, then the bloc, which is already embarrassed, if you like, the ECOWAS bloc, will find that as another slap. And so this is why it's causing tension for security reasons. Benin is one of the countries in West Africa that's been seen as a very stable region. And so for there to be an attempted coup, it means that even that state, that country itself is fragile, and it speaks to the general fragility of most countries also in the region. And so some people are really worried on the level of the people. And of course, as ECOWAS, as the bloc, as the region, there is really palpable concern that most countries are likely, if care is not taken, fall into, military rulership. Right?
Let me ask you about ECOWAS, which is the economic community of West African states. It calls the current situation an exceptional situation. I mean, do you see its authority weakening after recent withdrawals and suspensions here?
I think that it's been, thoroughly criticized by a lot of people as just a bloc, that does not really put its feet down to kind of quell the situation. It's sat many times quiet when we've had leaders sit tight. Leaders in West Africa, it has said nothing where there is dissent. It's said nothing where there are oppositions. And so this time, people are saying that you better act. And just before I came on air, they started the summit, the ECOWAS summit already, and the president was really saying that this is the sort of ECOWAS that they want to see, that is swift, that will respond rapidly, that will show itself as strong beyond the communiques, beyond the statements. Because if you recall, the 3 countries that are already out of the bloc, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they meted out sanctions. They talked about sanctions, but nothing happened. And so other countries, of course, in the region are looking at ECOWAS as just saying something but not doing anything. And so for them, this is very, very important. That they kind of praise themselves, for being swift, and that saying that this is what ECOWAS should do more, to respond actively, and to see that it is in charge, to be seen to be in control, and as a powerful bloc that is supposed to be, Brent.
What about where you are right now? I'm thinking about Nigeria. I know that it played a key role in stopping the coup in Benin. What does this say about its influence and its security priorities in the region?
I think that this is one situation where Nigeria would want to pat its back to say, we've done it as the big brother, and to shine. And also just today, the Senate expeditiously approved the president's, decision to send in more troops, to Benin as a way of stabilizing the situation there. It says to avoid more criminality and disruptions. Yes, Nigeria will want to position itself as, being strong and having influence. But it's important to note that Benin is also a country that will have a lot of trade with. There's a lot of economic transactions that is going on. And if anything happens to Benin, of course, our own security, Nigeria's security, is threatened. And so, of course, Nigeria had to swiftly take action. However, it's also been criticized, especially here. A lot of people are saying, yes, we can immediately deploy fighter jets, we can immediately send our troops there. But Nigeria has its own internal problems, security challenges that it's not been able to handle. But on the overall, you would understand, if we put it in perspective, why Nigeria would want by all costs to protect a country as Benin that is very close to us for security reasons, for economic reasons, and again, of course, to pose as the big brother who is really in charge, if you like, in terms of leadership in the ECOWAS, Brent.
Our Lagos Bureau Chief, Amaka Okoye. Amaka, it's good to see you. We appreciate your reporting tonight. Thank you.